Nigel Farage, UKIP MEP for the South East. Does Andrew Turner still have questions to answer over his expenses?
Oh, he certainly does. I mean, it would appear that he has designated his primary residence to be in London and not the Isle of Wight, although by all accounts he spends far more time on the island than he does in London. Now, clearly, there is a large personal financial advantage to doing that. And isn't this really at the heart of what the expenses row was 5 years ago? Extraordinarily, the new organisation that's been put in place to monitor all of this has shredded all the historical records, which will make many people think, well, actually, has there been a reform, or was this no more than a smokescreen? Clearly, Andrew Turner has got questions to answer on the Isle of Wight. The local newspaper, much of the local Conservative Association are pretty much up in arms about this, and there is an irony to this. And the irony is that Andrew Turner was one of the people who supported Zac Goldsmith's bill for recall, namely that if enough constituents got together and tried to force a by-election, that he as an MP would support that principle. Now, clearly we as UKIP shouldn't do that, but I would be interested to see, just given the mood on the island, I would not be surprised if there wasn't a petition started pretty quickly saying, come on, Mr. Turner, you supported recall, put this to the test.
And that's exactly what I wanted to pick up with you next, the recall procedure. Do you think that might now happen? What do you think are the chances that the people in the Isle of Wight will do that? And let's face it, that might go in your favour because UKIP are, it seems by the polls, doing very well on the island.
I mean, look, if there was a by-election on the Isle of Wight, it may go in UKIP's favour, it may not, but that isn't really the point, is it? The point is that of only a handful of MPs supported recall. I personally think that to restore trust of the British public in the whole parliamentary process, we need to have this trigger mechanism when something goes wrong. If enough people on the island aren't interested, then a petition like this won't get sufficient signatures. But if it did catch fire and a lot of people signed it, I feel that Andrew Turner will be honour bound to resign and to have a by-election.
Are you going to be the one that's going to be putting forward this petition, igniting this argument on the Isle of Wight?
The whole point about recall is that it should not be, or be seen to be, political parties trying to tear chunks out of each other. That is not the point of this. So no, I am not going to go anywhere near it, nor is the UKIP Isle of Wight branch. But if, ordinary voters who aren't members of any political party were to get together and do this, then I think it might work. If recall just becomes a game of party politics, it won't work. This is about citizens feeling they've been let down and wanting an opportunity to express that view.
I mean, he was cleared by the Westminster committees that deal with these issues. Aren't you doing exactly what you just said and politicking here?
Well, it's not me that started this. I mean, this is the local newspapers, this is local blog sites, this is indeed the local Conservative Association. So, I haven't, this is the first time I've commented on this. I've not been staring behind the scenes. This has happened anyway. It follows just 6 months down the road from what happened in Basingstoke, where again, a member of Parliament was seen to have made a very large amount of personal money, out of effectively taxpayer-funded mortgage. So this is not UKIP being political, but it is UKIP saying recall is something that needs to be awakened, and there is potentially an opportunity for this to happen on the Isle of Wight.